You know what? Excellence is what you want, and excellence is what you get. How are you living? What are you giving? If excellence is what you see, then excellent is who you be. What are you pursuing? It's all up to you. And when you come and make up.
Hello, 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 beloved, and welcome. Welcome to For the Love of It. Dr. Catherine E. James here, bringing you For the Love of It, a weekly television show designed with the sole purpose of adding more love into the world. I'm just going to pause right there for a minute. Adding more love into the world. Could you use more love in your life? Could you use more love in your family? Could you use more love in your business, your school, your organization? Could you use more love? I can always use more love. There's a song that says, what the world needs now is love, sweet love, right? That's what we need. It's the only thing that there's just too little of, is what she says. I think it was Diana Ross. But anyway, I could use more love. So I'm doing my part to add more love into the world. And before we do anything else, I'm inviting you to do your part. What can you do? Self-assess. Look at yourself to see how you can add more love into the world. So Dr. Catherine E. James here, bringing you For the Love of It, a weekly television show designed with the sole purpose of adding more love into the world, one episode at a time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing your precious time with me. I am very grateful to have you join here now, live, or if you watch the replay, however it is that you watch, however long that you watch, whatever part that you take in adding more love into the world, I am grateful. I am tremendously grateful. And now, I absolutely love engagement, so you see the numbers below. Dial in on any one of those numbers and look, somebody call in. Okay, somebody call in and ask a question. Talk about your experience of needing more love or adding more love or whatever it is. We're talking about For the Love of It. That could be any conversation at all. So I invite you to conversations because I just love life-giving conversations. The number again is on the screen. For the Love of It will take on many forms, beloved. You just don't ever know what Papa God has in store for us. You just don't know what he has in store for us. Everything, however, will be anchored in Luke 10:27. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, strength, soul, mind, and your neighbor as yourself. That last part. It's that last part that Papa has commissioned me to have conversations with you and me first, though. I had the conversation with me first about is that last part that I'm commissioned to have conversations about. Because, beloved, it is more difficult to love other people when you don't love yourself. It's much more difficult to love other people when you fail to love you well. Right? The more love you have for yourself, the more love you have to offer, to give, to share with other people. It is my life's intention, I'm bent on this, that every soul would know love and know that they are loved. That's my life's goal, intention, actions, behavior, starting with myself. If I'm in a situation where I'm hindering love, I have a talk with me. I got to get my own stuff together because my goal is that love would be spread abroad everywhere. I believe love is the key. I believe love is the answer. I believe love is the solution for everything. Just think about it for a second. If you love your neighbor, you don't mistreat them. You don't dishonor them. You don't fraud them. You just don't. You work for their benefit. If you love your neighbor as yourself, love will solve every problem that we have. Instead of worrying about the dollar, the bottom line dollar, we will make sure that dollars go to cure diseases as opposed to support of the disease because of the treatment. You know what I'm getting at. That ain't what this venue is about, so I'm not going deep into that. But there's some things that we do that some people do that is really more for their benefit than for the neighbor's benefit. Now, of course, we need to take care of ourselves, but not at the expense of our neighbors. That's what I'm talking about. Not at the expense of our neighbors. So to that end, since my intention is that we all would, live a life of love and spread love and call in. You call in and spread some love into this conversation. Each of our conversations we facilitate, all the tools and the strategies we share, the guests we have on the show, and the actions we invite you to take, all are intended to lead you and I to live out the assumption in Luke 10:27 that we would love the Lord thy God with all our heart, mind, soul, and strength, and our neighbor as ourselves, okay? So, today, we are talking about this notion of to be or not to be. To be or not to be. That is not the question. That is not the question. That question makes no sense to me. Okay? To be or not to be. You are. So you being already. Okay? It's not a question. So we know when Shakespeare was asking that question, that he was asking that question from this place of basically to live or not to live. No, that's not ever a question. You are living. The question is what are you going to do to maximize your life? So no, that isn't the question. The question, the value, the matterness, I'm making up words, the value of being, the matterness of being is whether or not I matter, whether or not I'm valued. That's a insanely debilitating question. Your value, your worth, and those kinds of things, to be or not to be. Absolutely be. Absolutely be. When we spend time wondering, dancing with, entertaining, or pondering, should I or shouldn't I be? We wasting time. Point blank, period. We are wasting time. When we are taking time to decide, should I be me or should I emulate, imitate, act like somebody else because I think what? They got it. I think they better than me. I don't know, whatever the reasons are that we do that kind of insane way of being. And I'm not belittling anyone's struggle. I am not. I'm just saying it's not a good use of our time. That's what I'm saying. So when we spend time wondering, dancing with, entertaining, or pondering, should I be or shouldn't I be? Should I show up as me or shouldn't I? Should I do as my soul is compelling me to or not? Should I birth the baby that has been impregnated with that idea, the dream, the movement that's inside of me? Should I lean into that direction or not? Should I share what is my true reality, what I believe, what I hope for, what I think, or not? Should I state my truth, or not? Beloved, these ways of being are not optional, okay? They're just simply not optional. Is if we have intentions of honoring our creation. Being who we are is not an option if we intend to honor our unique creation. If we intend to honor the efforts that Papa went into to help us to be who we are, how we are. If we are, then they are not optional. We don't sleep on that which can only come through us. We don't second guess it. We don't question it. We work it, and if it works, then it works. If it doesn't, we keep going at it. But we don't bail out on it. I'm just saying. So, how old are you? I know that's an odd question to place right here. But answer the question. How old are you? I'm 60, okay? With that number in mind, beloved, picture this if you will. Picture this if you will. 60 years ago, Elohim, creator of the universe, he who created all that is, spoke. He said, and you're going to put your name in where I put my name. The world needs Catherine Elaine Woods. I came in as a Woods. Catherine Elaine Woods now. Forth. Go forth, baby. So, he chose Papa, God, Elohim, creator of the universe, El Shaddai, right? The Almighty God created us. however many specific years it is for you. For me, it was 60 years ago. He chose specific parts of himself to impart in us. He breathed the breath of life, pneuma, and we became living souls. I became a living soul. You, beloved, became a living soul because of that breath. Here is my belief about that action, that significant moment in time. So, at the moment Abba gave us our breath, I forfeited the right to not be amazing. You forfeited the right to not be amazing. You have the breath of the creator of all that is created flowing within your being. Because of that breath, you came into being, and you gonna sit on the sideline? You gonna second guess who you are? You gonna play small in this game of life? I don't think so. To be or not to be? Hold up, wait a minute. What you mean? It's not the question. It's the wrong question. How true can I be to me is the question. How high can I be? What's my highest good? What's my truest presentation? What's the fullest version of myself? That, beloved, is the question. Those are the questions. That other nonsense question about am I worthy? Am I important? Am I loved? If you don't feel it from the outside, give it to yourself from the inside. What you waiting on? Who you waiting for? If you don't take the chance, you never know what's in store. You know, I will break out in a song in a minute. That's India Ari's Just Do You. I'm just saying. One of my favorite songs. That calls us to the carpet on our existence. Yes. Amazing is an accurate descriptor for how you... wait a second. Okay. At the moment that Abba, our very own Father, gave me his breath, I forfeited the right to not be amazing. And then on my script, my copy here, I says, yes, amazing is an accurate descriptor for how I show up in the world. Right? Y'all know I don't make no qualms with that. Absolutely. Why? Because I have a sober view of the process of my becoming to be me. I have a sober view of my process of becoming to be me. Now, let me just say, if the creator of the universe took time to create me and you, why would I lessen? Why would I limit? Why would I second guess his creation? Why would I do that if I have a sober view? Now, think about this. I just want you to picture this with me, beloved. The creator of the universe, El Shaddai, El Roi, right? The powerful God. The God that exists, Elohim, right? Created you, took the time to say a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a lot of this and a lot of that. Took the time to do that and then breathe, pneuma, and you became a living soul. Since that effort, that energy, that intentionality was directed towards you. What do you mean you're not amazing in your own way? You are a unique individual that does not exist anywhere else, has never existed in time, and never will exist again once you leave the earth. You want to listen in the earth, but you will exist in eternity. So what do you mean you're not? You're not what? You're not you? Your responsibility is to get about the business of diving into you. How can you be the better version of you? How can you up your ante in being you? How can you discover more about you and bring forward your own unique gifts, your own unique talents, your own unique way of being? That's your responsibility, to be the best version that you could possibly be. I got the word on the script somewhere. I'll get to it in a minute, but there's another word that I want to use here, but that's your responsibility. Let me get back to my script. I'm all over the place today. All over the place, okay? So here it is right here. I'm a pom-pom myself. Just pom-pom. It's a pom-pom. I just need a pom-pom in the moment, okay? All right. If the creator of the universe took time to create me, why would I lessen, limit, or think little less of His creation. You and I are his creation. Why would we think less of his creation? My true, little, that's the word I want to use there. My true responsibility, your true responsibility in life is to master you. My true responsibility is to master me. You. That's your responsibility, to master you. You, right? Continue. You are your own master course. Okay, we be talking about master courses over here. Y'all know I got the Queen's Adventure coming up this weekend, and I'm going to talk a little bit in this weekend about them being their own master course. Okay? Talking about master courses, there's no greater course that you can master than the course of you. Go to school for you. Go to school in discovering you. Go to school and be getting a PhD, right? A postdoc, whatever, in you, beloved. Okay? Your true responsibility in life is to master you, to continue what Papa started. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. To continue what Papa started. To continue what Papa started. Papa said, here you go. So here's a quote that I love here. Life is God's gift to us. What we do with our gift is, what we do with it is our gift to God. Life is God's gift to us. What we do with it is our gift to God. Look, you still have time to call in. Look at what any one of the three numbers below and call in to the show. Life is God's gift to us. What we do with it is our gift to God. If I am spending time wondering, pondering, questioning the validity of my being, I am not creating the best gift to offer back to Elohim, to my Papa. If I'm worrying about, if I coulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda, if only I had, I am not developing into the best possible packaged gift to offer back to Papa. I'm just saying. My intention is to offer back a phenomenal, spectacular, stupendous, ridiculously delicious life back to Papa. That's my intention. That is my intention. I'm going to read those adjectives again. Phenomenal, spectacular, stupendous, ridiculously delicious life back to Papa. That's my intention. I will take nothing less. I will settle for nothing less but to offer that. When it's time for me to take, I got a quote coming up. I wholeheartedly agree with Chad Boseman. He said, thank you, Sherry. She had a workshop last night, and she came up with this quote, and I knew as soon as I heard it, I was going to use it at some point in time. I thought I was going to use it at the Queen's Venture, but I probably will use it there again, but I'm getting ready to use it here. He said, when I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left and could say, I used everything you gave me. Selah. I'm just feeling that in my soul right now. I'm just having a moment. I'm self-assessing. Like, am I using everything you gave me, Papa? Like, this is a sobering moment for me. I'm just having it in real time. I'm going to read that quote again. When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left and could say, I used everything you gave me. I used everything you gave me. Everything. That's my intention. So I'm going to go home and self-assess. I'm like, am I doing everything I can with all the gifts that I have? And I have many, many. Am I using them all? Because I intend to use everything. I'm not leaving anything on the court. I'm not going to second guess or hesitate or back up. Lazy ain't even in my vocabulary. It's not even a part of who I am. So it ain't that. But am I efficient in what I'm doing? Am I on the right course? Am I choosing the right avenues? Am I using I'm going to use everything. I'm just saying everything. How do I do this? To the degree that I already do it. I love well. I love intensely. I love demonstratively. And I love me first. I love me in such ways that there is always an overflow for others. They say love is not love until you give it away. I don't know about all that. However, there is no existence for me where loving and being loved is not normalized. It's not. It is indeed my life's intention that when I say that every soul would know love and know that they are loved. I mean that. If it can't be done from a place of love, I have no intentions for doing it. Count me out, turn down my plate, remove me from your guest list. If love is not an integral part of your engagement, accept my regrets. No, thank you. I powerfully choose to not be in attendance, okay? I adore, love, treasure the personal freedom that is derived from being me and others well. I don't know what I was saying. That didn't make sense. Oh, derived from loving me and others well. I was going to say that ain't make sense. I love, adore, treasure the personal freedom that is derived from loving me and others well. Hate and fear equals bondage. No, thank you. To those, I proudly and courageously say, no, thank you. Hate, fear, bondage. I'm not interested in being a part of your camp or you being a part of mine. You are not welcome here. I don't understand choosing to live in those ways. Perhaps from my clinical perspective, because I do have a PhD in psychology and a master's in pastoral counseling. So perhaps from my clinical perspective, I get it theoretically. And we, the beloved, every being is fearfully and wonderfully made, handcrafted from the lenses. So I don't get it and never will from that perspective. I get it theoretically how we could be there. I understand the theories and all that, but from the lens that I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and this I well know, and I praise you for it. I praise you for it. That I know I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. You took your time to make me as I am, and you imparted part of you into me. How dare I not think I'm amazing? How dare I not live that out? How dare I not invite others to this journey of freedom? I ain't even got time for the other stuff. I praise you because I am fearfully and let me say, I want those lenses to inform how I walk, how I talk, how I think, how I be. That I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and that I am well aware. And David says that in Psalms. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well because I know me, and I'm wonderful because you created me. I'm wonderful because you created me, Papa. I'm wonderful because you imparted part of you into me. I'm wonderful because you said I was wonderful. I'm just saying, this ain't on my own. But I'm continuing what you did. I'm taking the core ingredients of what you did, and I'm preparing a gift to give back to you. Ooh, I love that. I love that. That was a mic drop right there. I am preparing a gift to give back to you as I think about me, as I think about what I'm doing with me, as I'm thinking about looking to be the best, truest, and highest, fullest version of myself. I am preparing the gift that I want to offer back to my Papa. I'm just saying. I'm blowing my own mind today. I'm just saying. I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I'm your work. I'm wonderful. You're his work. You're wonderful. I know that full well. If you don't know it, you ought to know it. You got to get to know it. Your eyes saw my unformed body. Whew. You envisioned me. You called me forth to be. How dare I not think it is an amazing creation crafted by the master's hand with the intention to serve. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. I was planned for, intended to be. You better know it. You better know it, and you better walk it out. 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 You better walk it out. I'm just saying. Intention is set. Opportunities are made available. Possibilities are endless when you know what you know. Now, what are you going to do with all that? I'm just saying. What you gonna do with that? What you gonna do with that? I'ma do what Chaz Boseman said. Let me read that quote to you one more time. When I stand before God at the end of life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent and could say, I used everything you gave me. All right. Okay. Let me get off my soapbox. What do I want to say from here? Next week will be a replay because next week we will be at the Self-Love Queens Adventure. Yes, the Self-Love Queens Adventure is for women who are ready to cultivate love for all their parts, to honor their soul's cry courageously, to experience jubilance with sister interactions, to build muscles for celebrating her, and then her sister, and to gain tools for sustaining the transformation that is guaranteed to happen during the weekend. We're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to love on our sisters. We're going to love on ourselves. We're going to be transformed. It is going to be an amazing time. We're going to let our little girl out to play, laugh, dance, eat, be sisters, become better versions of ourselves. Next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Look, if you are interested in the Self-Love Queens Adventure, well, you can't do nothing about this one. But next year, the weekend after Mother's Day. So registration will be available for you next week. If you're interested, then next year, the weekend after Mother's Day in Gull Lake, Michigan, it will be available for you. I want to take time to celebrate Virginia Sellers from Virginia. Virginia Seller from Virginia. Last week, she sponsored last week's show, and I forgot to mention it. Virginia, thank you for being a sponsor. Thank you for being in action for spreading more love into the world. Thank you for believing in the vision and for putting your action behind the vision. I appreciate you. Let me tell you how I met Virginia. I went to a Lisa Nichols event in 2019 before COVID. We were in a room with 700 people from all over the world. It was a beautiful experience. My first exposure to people from all over the world. And I was in line, and Virginia was behind me in line, and we have been connected ever since. I appreciate you, my sister. And so, as we be prepared to close out, I want to invite you to continue to follow us. First of all, let's do the self-love mantra. Remember, I am an irreplaceable, unrepeatable, remarkable miracle with my own special brand of brilliance. You're impossible to be replaced. You cannot be done again. You're uncommon and extraordinary. You're a surprising and welcomed event. Be in action, beloved. I invite you to be in action. Whatever it is that this is your soul's cry, be in action towards that soul's cry. Don't give up. Don't let it go past. So again, join the More Love Please movement. Join the movement. You can go to the website, scroll down, you'll see a sign that looks similar to this, More Love Please, where you're going to help to add more love in the world. We want to remind you of our book, Freedom is Our Birthright. Freedom is Our Birthright. We want to remind you of that. Thank you so much, Tim. So get that book, or this one, the Self-Love. This is the seminal work, Self-Love, a gift you give yourself. All kind of practical tools in here. And as we close out, join me on all the social medias. Just type in Dr. Catherine E. James and I will come up. You'll be able to find me on Instagram and all those kinds of things, live in the morning and here every Friday. Remember, the conversations, tools, and strategies offered on this show is not intended as a substitute for official mental health practice. If you need service, be sure to seek out a mental health professional. I am that, but not in this venue. Dr. Martin Luther King said, everybody can be great because everybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You don't have to know about Plato and Aristotle to serve. You don't have to know Einstein's theory of relativity to serve. You don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics and physics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. You, beloved, can be that servant. This has been Dr. Catherine E. James, serving you for the love of it at WHPR TV in Detroit. I love you, and I appreciate you for being here. See you next time.
You know what? Excellence is what you want, and excellence is what you get. How are you living? What are you giving? If excellence is what you see, then excellent